Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyers guy. I'm gonna do this vlog video, this Flyers related video. And I'm gonna do a video about the 1996-1997 Philadelphia Flyers. This was the season that the Wells Fargo Center, which was known as the Coors State Center, officially opened up to start the 1996-1997 season. They kept the spectrum for the Philadelphia Phantoms, which was the new minor league team for the Philadelphia Flyers. At the time, 96-97 was a pretty good year. The beginning of the season didn't have leisure loss for a couple of games due to injury. The coaches personnel for that team were Coach Terry Murray and GM Bob Clark. The captain was the Philadelphia Flyers was Eric Lindros. This was his 5th year as a Philadelphia Flyer. And this was the year that the Coors State Center was the house that Eric built. Now their win record, their goal percentage, they had 82 goal percentage, 45 wins, 24 losses, 13 ties. It's only tied back then. Many of you new hockey fans out there back then, in my day, it used to be a tie. So they had a goal percentage of 82. Wins, 45 wins, 24 losses, 13 ties, with a combined 103 points. And they were second in the division. At home, they had 23 wins, 12 losses, 6 ties, and they had 52 points combined at home. Their win percentage was 0.634, and their goal differential was overall they were 279. At home, the GF was 135, and on the road, their win record was they had 22 wins on the road, 12 losses on the road, and only 7 ties on the road. They combined with 51 points on the road. Their win percentage was 0.622. The goal differential was 139. And their goals allowed was 116. In the standings, the Flyers had 45 wins against the Devils, 23 losses against the Devils, and 14 ties against the New Jersey Devils, with a combined 104 points. The goals for were 231. The goals allowed were 182. Oh wait, never mind. I forgot this. So here is their here's how they won the Eastern Conference. Let's start back in Let's start with the opening round of the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. In Game 1, the Flyers beat the the Flyers beat the Penguins 5-1. In Game 2, the Flyers got a 3-2 victory over the Penguins. And the first game was on April 7th, April 17th, 1997. And April 19th, 1997, the Flyers beat the Penguins 3-2. On April 21st, 97, Flyers beat the Penguins 5-3. On April 23rd, 1997, the Pittsburgh Penguins got their only victory over the Flyers in that series. Flyers beat the Penguins in games on April 26, 97, beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-3 to move on to the Eastern Conference semifinals, where they would face off against the Buffalo Sabres. In Game 1, the Flyers beat the Sabres 5-3. In Game 2, the Flyers beat the Sabres 2-1 in Game 3. In Game 3, the Flyers beat the Buffalo Sabres 4-1 and on. In Game 4, the Buffalo Sabres beat the Flyers 5-4 in overtime. And in Game 5, it was the Flyers who beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-3 to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Rangers. In Game 1, the Flyers got the 3-1 victory. In Game 2, it was the New York Rangers who got the 5-4 victory. In Game 3, the Flyers got a 6-3 victory over the Rangers. And then in Game 4, it was the Flyers who beat the Rangers 3-2, and the Flyers in Game 5 beat the Rangers 4-2 to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, I'm going to talk about that in the next segment, so stay tuned. Scoring leaders for the Flyers that year were John LeClair with 50 goals, John LeClair with 47 assists, Eric Lindros with 47 assists, and John LeClair with 97 points in that regular season. Now the Flyers' two netminders were Garth Snow and Ron Hextall. Garth Snow earned the starting role for the Flyers, and Hextall was the backup for the Flyers. Garth Snow had 1,884 minutes. Goals allowed was 79, average was 252. He had 14 wins, 8 losses, 8 ties. With 2 shutouts that season, facing 816 shots with a percentage of, and his percentage was 0.903. Ron Hextall, goal percentage was 55. He had 3,094 minutes. Goals allowed was 132. His average was 2.56. He had 31 wins, 16 losses, and 5 ties. He allowed 816 shots, 1 goal shots, and he had a percentage of 09.3 minutes points. Same as his point percentage was 0.897. And Flyers have worked on their way to making the playoffs. I'll have more on that, so stay tuned. Dale Havershuk on November 21st, 96 had a hat-trick against the Pittsburgh Penguins in a 7-3 victory. John LeClair on February 6, 97 had a hat-trick against Montreal in a 9-5 win over the Canadiens. On February 26, 1997, John LeClair got a hat-trick over the Ottawa Senators. It was an 8-5 victory. Then on March 1st, 1997, Trent Clark got a hat-trick in a tie game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins. On March 97, Eric Lindros had a hat-trick against the Toronto Maple Leafs in a 6-3 victory. And on May 97, in the playoffs, it was Eric Lindros. 10 points, giving a hat-trick over the New York Rangers in a 6-3 win. That year, the Flyers won the Welsh Trophy. Best plus minus. John LeClair also got the award as well. Second team All-Star left wing was John LeClair. Best plus minus went to John LeClair. An all-rookie team went to Yanni Niinimaa. The Barry Yashri Trophy went to RJ Jordan for best defenseman. The Bobby Clark Trophy went to John LeClair. He was the team MVP. Yannick Dupree Memorial Class Guy Award went to Sean Podine, and Most Improved went to Trent Clark. But before we get into the whole Flyers season and my overview of the Flyers season, let's go back to the 95-96 season. Philadelphia Flyers were riding high that season and making it into the playoffs, eliminating the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. They ended up getting eliminated by the Florida Panthers. We're backstopped by a very good John Van Beek. It was a year of promise, and it was the year in the summer of 96. The Coors State Center was already being constructed. It was still being worked on as the Flyers prepared for a new arena and a new journey and a new season as well. Going into the 96-97 season, the Philadelphia Flyers started off a little slow with the absence of Eric Lindros. But sooner, the team started to make strides to be a really good team and a team to be reckoned with. This was the 5th year for the Philadelphia Flyers. And Eric Lindros was having one hell of a season that year as the Flyers had a pretty damn good 96-97 season. Going into the playoffs, their first opponent was the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flyers were able to handle the Pittsburgh Penguins, eliminating them from the playoffs. In the second round, it was the Flyers. Throughout most series, the Flyers dominated in all 3 series, dominating the Pittsburgh Penguins, getting a dominating playoff win against the Buffalo Sabres, and then the New York Rangers that they faced off against in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Flyers beat all 3 of those teams to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. Unfortunately, I remember this like it was yesterday. The whole city of Philadelphia was riding high, and sooner or later they would go to their all-time low, as the Flyers were completely decimated and swept by the Detroit Red Wings and the Stanley Cup Finals. It was a disappointing way for the Flyers to go out, but it was still a pretty good season for the Flyers. They did everything they could, but they came up short in the Stanley Cup Finals. It was a disappointing outcome for the city, a disappointing outcome for the fans, and most of all, a disappointing outcome to the Flyers, the organization, and their captain, Eric Lindros. But what was the main factor that the Flyers had? Why was it that they could not capture the Stanley Cup in '97? I have a few theories about that. At the time, the Flyers were a tough team. They did have some speed, but it just wasn't enough to compete with the Red Wings. If the Flyers would have went for speed and got some faster players, then they probably would have had a chance to win the Cup in 1997. I kind of think maybe the Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals that year were a little overconfident going into that. And I know that it was a tough way to go out. This Flyers team, they showed a lot of heart that season, but like the regular season, the playoffs are a completely different animal. The Flyers might have been able to beat the Penguins, the Sabres, and the Red Wings, but they could not get past Sergei Fedorov and the Detroit Red Wings, a very tough opponent for the Philadelphia Flyers. It was a sad way for them to go out, but in a way, 96-97 was a memorable season. They got a new arena. They got a new attitude. And we went out there and gave it their all, night after night. After the 96-97 season, the Flyers did make the playoffs the following season, but were knocked out by the Buffalo Sabres. In 98, 99, and 98-99, Flyers did make the playoffs, but they did not go far. In 99-2000, the Flyers made the Eastern Conference Finals, but they were eliminated by the New Jersey Devils. Eric Lindros went out with an injury, and his time in Philly officially ended. So I look at 96-97 as a new beginning for the Flyers. There was a lot of promise, a lot of expectations were high for this team, but unfortunately, those expectations started to get flushed down the toilet as the Flyers were eliminated by a very good Detroit Red Wings team. I gotta give Detroit a lot of credit that year. They were a powerhouse. They were a team that could not be beat. They were a strong team. They had good goaltending. They had good defense. They had everything. And the Flyers just weren't fast enough to compete with the Red Wings. You see, at the time, GM Bob Clarke was all about having guys with power and not speed. Guys that can throw devastating hit, guys that can fight, but not enough guys that were fast. So the problem is, this Flyers team did not have speed. And that was a big factor in them getting eliminated by the Detroit Red Wings. And that's all I really have to say about this. There's a tough way to go out. But what if the Flyers did beat the Detroit Red Wings? It'd be a different story, wouldn't it? It would certainly be a different story if the outcome went in the Flyers' favor. The Flyers would have been 3-time Stanley Cup champions for the first time in many years. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Hopefully one day, this Flyers will hoist the Stanley Cup. It's been a while. It's been a while since the Flyers made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. The last time they made it was in 2010. Flyers 96-97 season will be remembered as the season where expectations were high and people were hyped about this team. I'm Timmy Flyers guy. Thank you for joining me, and I'm going to probably do a next vlog video about the 2003-2004 Philadelphia Flyers. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day, everyone, and let's go Flyers.